Hi guys, welcome. And our Sovereign Temples Inner Communion is shifting up a bit. We have it going live on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcast at the selected time versus our Zoom. So my name is Casey Christine, and I will be your host and your guide this evening for this Inner Communion. If this is your first time with us, you want to grab a glass of water, maybe have a journal nearby. And the reason why we use water is water can pick up on the resonance that we create with our higher self. And a little bit about the inner communions with Sovereign Temples. I am simply a guide. This is a communion between you and your higher self. I'm just creating this space and maybe some of the triggers for our consciousness to go there. And I really hope everyone took time, or you can pause this and then come back to it. This is a multi-dimensional container, so we're always listening to it right now at the perfect time in the collective consciousness, and we're still gathering as two or more or a family of light, no matter what time you actually are listening to this. This is in the quantum fabric of the light grids that we're seeding. And those videos can really help you with your imagination. And I think so often people get discouraged with meditation, communion, prayer, whatever you want to call it, if they don't have an activated third eye, pineal gland, pituitary, meaning your visionary centers aren't there, or you think that you have to get completely thoughtless in order to be effective meditating, and that's just not the case. What happens if you can begin to call upon your imagination, regardless if you can see anything when you close your eyes? You can begin to still associate a feeling. How many of you might lay in bed worrying about something that happened or something that could happen, right? Creating drama in our head. That's all our imagination. It's not happened yet. We're just creating fear or worry or anxiety because we're living in the past or the future versus being present in this present moment. And I'm just going to reference masturbation for a moment. Masturbation is not a problem. When I went to Catholic school, they told me I would go to hell if we masturbated. We do not say that at Sovereign Temples. We encourage a healthy relationship with yourself to include tantric communion, orgasm, etc. But that's for another communion. However, you can use your imagination in that masturbation for what? For a climax, right? To take yourself there because you begin to associate a fantasy, a feeling, right? And you're using your imagination regardless if you can vividly see it. It doesn't matter. The idea, the sensation, the thought, the feelings, the arousal can come through your imagination. Now, maybe you're someone that you're very visual, your centers are already very active. That's awesome. So I hope that you guys do take time to watch that just little video that I put together of just some images that you can kind of burn in your imagination that can assist you with these inner communions. So just want to come into that restful space, have a journal and a glass of water. And this is being recorded during 2022, the full moon. And I've been in nature a lot and underneath the moon, and I'm on this secluded empty beach, and the moon, it almost looks like it's light out when the moon goes over the white sand and the ocean. And I've been drinking of her and really calling upon the divine feminine and the divine masculine during the day and the sun, and to assist me with this offering, this trilogy. Going into 2023, we can head in. We don't have to wait for New Year's or, make all these resolutions. It's right now. Right now is all there is. And to really gain clarity by calling upon our higher self and December, it's time to decide on making a free will sovereign choice on where you want to set your navigation to, your North Star. And I invite you to consider even surrendering what that is to your higher self, to reveal it to you when you're listening to this and we go into the communion portion, so that you can really be in a space to receive any type of vision, any download directly from your higher self on what it is time to let go of and to make room for that which is seeking to flow through you, so that you can live in your highest potential. And during this trilogy, we're going to do where we actually go ahead and we jump timelines. Our new moon is going to be the perfect time. It's actually in the 3-day window portal of the winter solstice. And during the winter solstice, the veil is actually very thin. And so what we're going to do in this first communion of this Communion Trilogy is to harness crystalline clarity and to receive downloads of what we need to release and what we are being shown we're ready for. And that's a great prayer on our heart. And so I'm going to guide us to get in a very empty space to allow our higher self to reveal this to us. And that is why you want to have a journal nearby, so that you, after you receive these direct revelations, we believe in a living relationship with the divine, the living relationship with Christ, the living relationship with ascended masters. We're not waiting for anyone to return. We're not placing our salvation upon another here at Sovereign Temples. Now, we honor all names of God, all walks of faith, but what we're really doing is taking 100% responsibility for being divine children of the Most High, and harnessing our birthright to call upon our own sovereign divinity. And that is what we believe that great masters of light such as Yeshua, Jesus, were here teaching us. And come to me, all you children, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Why? Childlike curiosity, imagination, to mold your external world from the internal world. I can tell you this, I pinch myself of where I'm at right now in my life and the spaces I've created, the prosperity I've co-created, the relationships. And it's because of doing this. And as someone who has worked with a lot of people and in networking and in business and people, they always want to know how. They want to know the exact steps, the blueprint, the formula on how to achieve XYZ or get a certain result. And I'm blue in the face. I'm like, create it. Go ahead and create it. And I jumped timelines to build a multi-million-dollar network marketing business. That is how I did it, in a present moment meditation. And action will come, but this space that you're going to go into is what's going to create it all. But we're first going to call upon crystalline clarity. And then over this next week, I'm going to ask you to maybe do this meditation again. It's not going to be that long. It's all under 30 minutes. And then you can skip this intro section, and just get right to the meditation at about minute 10. And allow yourself to really, your pen is your sword of truth. And when you create an empty space, a void space of nothing, and we're willing to say, I surrender my free will to the will of my higher self. Higher self, show me, support me. And bringing in this clarity. And then once we have this clarity, on the quarter moon, on the 16th, if you're doing this with us live, now this is a trilogy, you can do it anytime in this multidimensional space, but if you're doing this with us live, then we'll be on the quarter moon and then the full moon. So go ahead and start taking some deep breaths, being in a space where you can even make some sound. And you will not be disturbed. Candles, always nice, but have that glass of water near you. Water is a conscious being that can absorb what your higher self is going to offer you over these next 20 minutes. So taking some deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and again, being sure that you've offered yourself some images from the previous video I dropped. You can always pause this and then come back. These images will assist you. Or maybe you're someone who you already have your center for your third eye activated. It took me 10 years to begin to have a light formation and light grids in an organized fashion and to actually see with my third eye. It takes time. So allowing that imagination, just feeling like just maybe taking a minute and remembering a time in your life as you're breathing and coming into your sacred flesh and blood. A time as a child where you really used your make-believe and you were just playing, about 7 years old, or building forts and playing dolls or cops and robbers or whatever it was, but you were just really using your imagination, and you took on another identity as you were playing with your other friends that had activated centers of imagination. Come to me, all you children, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Heaven is inside of you, and you access it through the greatest gift of your imagination. Just seeing the center of your head. And as you're taking some breaths in, I want you to see this beaming light from about 33 inches above you, beaming into your third eye center, coming in from your crown, and just offering this clearing as it is also forming a diamond light grid around you, being formed to offer you divine protection as we are opening ourselves to travel in consciousness, taking deep breaths in, deep breaths out, as you're allowing yourself to use your imagination and to perceive this beaming light shooting in that third eye, that imagination center. Maybe just offering yourself a smile for taking time to go within. Less than 98% of people do that, and that's why people are struggling. Divine solutions are within you, and it is our sovereign free will choice to receive them. Deep breath in, deep breath out, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let's do really deep ones, audible. And allowing yourself to see your heart as you're surrounded in this diamond grid of light. You're being beamed from your higher self, and just seeing these electrons now moving in your body. And everything that these electrons are coming in through this light, these electrons are this light. The electron is the chariot. The electron is your higher self, aspects of your higher self, the light, the electricity. And right now we are surrendering to allow ourselves to be a conductive current. We're grounding in Mother Earth, but just picturing these electrons maybe swirling throughout you, maybe just with every breath you're taking in. Picture yourself breathing in electrons, picturing yourself downloading electrons from your higher self, and how the electrons are molding your body as you're so supported in Mother Earth, and taking a deep breath in through Mother Earth, and just feeling yourself getting illuminated with light and electrons, seeing all your centers from your earth stars of your hands and your feet, and just Holy, 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 you are in the house of divinity. You are light, and you are slowed down in this 3D form to experience this sacred form on earth. Just feeling earth offering you so much nutrients. And your root chakra, your sacral chakra, that orange center, your yellow star, your solar. You have a solar light, a willpower. And over this trilogy, we are receiving our willpower. We are taking back our power and calling upon our sovereign free will to immaculately conceive and birth new realities of heaven on earth for ourselves by altering future timelines. And this center, this sun, is what will connect our future timelines. Seeing that yellow sun, just breathing in, seeing all the electrons and the current, that sun center. And now your sacred heart, seeing that heart just opening, just that heart center, green, pink, a rose, like a rose spiraling open. Breathing into it, your throat center. Let's do an audible now. Breath out with our open heart, our grounded centers, our core, feeling that power that we're coming back into remembrance of, that we are the creators of everything in our life that we see with the visible eye. And we can alter anything. Pretty simple. By returning to within and preparing the way ahead of us with our higher self. And your throat, breathing into your throat. Let's do any type of clearing in this section. You might hear a snap in the back. That's awesome for our consciousness. There is anything that needs to be removed in this center. We offer our free will to the will of our higher self to come in and clear any type of trespassing against ourself and our clarity and what it is that we are speaking over ourselves. If it is not for our highest potential, that it be removed now, and allowing the light of God to come in through every single breath at this center. And just breathing out into the sacred space as Mother Earth is able to transmute anything that is not serving with alchemical transmutation in a holy fire and into things that can serve in this resonance. And it's just being purified, seeing just a fire. Use your imagination as you're breathing out, just that holy fire of purification right there. That is anything that you have been speaking ill against yourself or brothers and sisters or humanity, that it be cleared at this time. Preparing ourselves for an empty space, to be an empty vessel, to receive direct revelations from our higher self as our ascending light from Mother Earth has climbed our tree of life through our throat now and into our third eye center, our imagination, and up through our crown as that ascending light now plugs in to the light of our own higher self, that is the descending light beaming through and merging with our ascending to offer us this form through the power of the electron. Just allowing yourself to breathe for a moment. And Holy Mother, Holy Father, we call upon you to assist us, and Ascended Master Friends of Light, to lift us into the pure source consciousness and the empty void, the zero still point calibration of the empty space of nothing, where everything is created, to offer us the space to receive and to be illuminated by the truth of who we really are, and clarity around what it is that we are ready and frankly are desperate and in need and want. We deserve. We're ready to release. We are deciding side to put to death, to cut ourselves, to cut the cord, that which is no longer serving us, and we are willing to put to death for the rebirth cycle that is upon us. As the great awakening to sovereignty is ushering in for this golden age of miracles, and over these next few minutes, higher self, I surrender my free will to you. Offer me a clearing space, and then reveal to me all things that I am ready to allow to be laid to rest with unconditional love and unconditional compassion, and blessing them for the lessons they serve me and for where I am right now at the precipice of this great metamorphosis. Just reveal to me what I'm ready to completely lay to rest. Feeling this moonlight, this illumination of compassion, that the same compassion that a mother has for her suffering child. You've ever had compassion for a suffering animal? It's okay. Allowing just this space and knowing that your highest potential is reaching for you just as you have been reaching for it. That's why you are in this space right now. Higher self, we call upon you to offer the illumination of direct revelations for clarity, calling upon our inner angels to assist us with faith. Faith can move mountains. Download and seed into me right now, higher self. Faith, trust, and clarity. And these light cones, these pulsations from the Christ light of your own higher self to beam into you of faith, trust, and clarity. Your higher self is worthy of being trusted, and just you being here lets you know you have faith. Seeing clarity washing over you. For some of us, we're crystal clear on this highest potential and offerings that our heart is asking us to step into. For others, the clarity is not there. It's the clarity that we're seeking. And just holding this resonance of appreciation and gratitude for the ability to be shown right now, or to receive and integrate the clarity from what we hear and what we see over the next week until our next gathering. But go ahead, we're going to create a couple minutes space of stillness, allowing yourself to feel yourself lifted into a higher resonance, wrapped in the light and fire of your own Holy Mother and Holy Father, your higher self, embracing you with grace and clarity, and trusting that all will be revealed in a divine time, but creating these next couple minutes to commune with your higher self and feeling and seeing, imagining visions on your heart unfolding. You can trust what it is that you hear and see that your higher self is calling you into. Allowing another smile and just gratitude that there are brothers and sisters of yours willing to take this much personal responsibility for co-creating heaven on earth. And just allowing yourself to bask in this feeling as long as you would like, and then to journal about what it is that you are letting go of, that it has been blessed. You're writing it down to bless it. And after you write it down to bless it, burn it in nature and see it being blessed for what it taught you. And then you're writing down what it is that your vision and your higher self is calling you into. Do not burn that one. We'll be working with that one over this trilogy. It is safe to trust your higher self and to resource your own sovereign divinity for commanding miracles in your life. I so look forward to our next gathering around this, where we begin to create future timelines based on the clarity that you received during this communion, and will continue to receive and refine over the next week. Higher self, assist all of those doing this trilogy with divine intervention and grace and continuous refiner's fire clarity for altering our timelines for heaven on earth, for the highest good of all. Bless us with eyes to see and ears to hear the light of our own higher self over this next week, and assist us with integrating these transmissions of divine grace through this communion, and for blessing our water with the resonance. And we call upon Leem, the conscious being of water, to allow the resonance to travel through all of the places and spaces within us as we quench our thirst for our own sovereign divinity, which is quenched through this water. By the power of three, a perfect Trinity, it is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. See you on the next one. All my love and light. Namaste.